Rockstar Energy Husqvarna's RJ Hampshire. What's up, man? How are you?
Yeah, doing good.
I bet you are. I bet you are.
Hey, be honest with you, man. I had a flight from Salt Lake Sunday morning. I was not feeling the greatest after Saturday night. Feeling all okay. Landing. Well, actually, my phone broke Saturday night, so let's start there. Landing in California. Don't have a phone all day yesterday. Hey, we were at Paula testing today at 9:30 this morning. So.
We heard that.
I know you said that. I'm like, what? Not even one damn day off? Yeah.
Let's go.
No, so yeah, today, tomorrow, out eating rocks in Paula.
Congratulations, kid.
I love it.
Have a stone sandwich. Yeah.
Yeah, congrats on the champ. See you there.
Yeah.
Dude.
Checks in the mail, but now let's go race outdoors.
Listen, you probably won $500 to $1 million on Saturday night. Not so bad, man. Not so bad.
Yeah.
Listen, you crushed it. You were great all day long. JT, Paul, and I were just talking about you. Why are you so good on the hard pack? You're from Florida. Why are you good on the hard pack?
I do not understand what switched, where it happened, or what the deal is. I honestly, I think it's my bike. Honest, like the whole kind of idea behind it. Because I used to be terrible in the beginning of my career on the Honda, on hard pack, and I was much better on the East Coast. Like, dude, the only chance I had at podiuming was super ruddy tracks like Indiana or something like that. And then now it comes down to this where, dude, I don't know. I really do not get it. I didn't even race or ride amateurs anything past Texas my whole life. And yeah, for some reason I'm riding it the best I ever have.
Yeah, it's great. You were great all day long. And right from the first practice, right? Like you just had to been feeling good. However you slept, whatever you ate, all that stuff about the pressure, and you rose to the occasion. I don't know.
Man, and that's the thing. I was honestly just talking to like Randy Yoho, just someone that's been a big part of kind of my been big part of my whole life, and it's like you don't know how you're gonna react until you're actually in that position. And yeah, that's where I was. Like I was confident. Like don't get me wrong, I was showing up there ready to win it. But also like you don't know. Like, are you actually gonna deliver or are you going to fold? And he actually sent me a text, I think it was Friday night, and he's like, hey, you want to be in this position, 9th inning, bases loaded, 2 outs, like you want to be on the mound. And I was like, man, that's a pretty good, position to be in. So I don't know. I mean, I was solid all day, felt great on the bike. And
because it was crappy in practice. It was like GH at 4:30 at times, and then the rain came. You had 2 different tracks to deal with in a manner, and it didn't matter for you. Didn't matter. So.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, when that rain started, Malcolm and I were sitting up in the top in the rig, just like in silence. There wasn't a word being said, nothing. Like we both knew what was going on, but we're like, all right, how do we take this?
Yeah.
But yeah, no, man, luckily it wasn't too much. And then, man, the track honestly was, I feel like, better in the main event than what it was the rest of the day.
So we had Levi on earlier. He had to jump on earlier. I was planning on having you guys talk a little bit, but he had to come on earlier. He said he almost wondered if you were not trying to beat him in the heat so that you could get the gate you wanted, you could react to his gate, because he had to pick the first gate.
No, Levi was saying it might have been better if Levi had lost the heat race.
Yeah, but he had said was RJ holding back? And
I didn't look like RJ was holding back.
He was just wondering that, and then RJ probably wasn't, but he was wondering that because he got first gate pick. Hayden went next to him. He was like, "Oh shit, Hayden's been good all day." Like he almost wondered if getting second in the heat and having that gate pick to react to where Levi went was better. RJ.
Well, yeah, for me, yes, because that happened to me in Denver. I had first gate, or I was a gate pick ahead of him, and I picked my gate, and then he went right to the inside of me, and he starts in front of me. So, yeah, I mean, I think I showed enough in that heat race where I was like, hey, look, I have more if I need it. Like, I can go faster. But also, like, I was just letting him know, like, hey, look, like, I can match you. Like, if there's a mistake or something, I can get it. But, yeah, just so happened, like, I almost went to gate 1 down there. Once Hayden and Levi picked that, like we talked, Nate and I talked before we went down there, like, hey, if gate 1's open and there's no rut in front of it, just really think about it. Because, man, those gates down there were trash. Like, dude, that was probably the worst gates we've seen. Like, out in front of the gate was awful. So, yeah, Levi picks his. And it was a little sketchy what he did in the heat race. I'll tell him that, too, because there's a little side rut that they were trying to jump into.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so I caught that in the heat race. He did do that. He got the whole shot. Well, I'm pretty sure he did it again on the sight lap for that main event. And then I think the Star guys might have caught on to that and warned some people.
Okay.
So, yeah, there was definitely some tension going on. But, yeah, I was confident in my gate 5, and I knew I was going left if I got the jump. And, yeah, I got the jump, and, yeah, I cut over about 4 or 5 gates right away and just controlled that inside. Like, I knew I had to start in front of him to make it a lot easier on myself.
Oh, yeah, for sure. It's funny that a Star guy said anything because Cooper Webb's been famous for that all year long.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone's like, Webb's the king of it, I guess, from what I hear.
But what's the situation on that? Because it's not illegal. There's nothing in the rules saying you have to go through the exit, right?
You have to be in the center, though.
Yeah.
Oh, and they're not lined up. They're cockeyed or something.
They're lining up in the center, and I guess they're lighting their tire up and just moving the back end a little bit.
But the grate's pretty skinny, but still wide enough to get crooked on.
Oh yeah, you can definitely move over 5 inches and.
Damn.
Yeah, it's pretty noticeable, but it's also risky, super risky. Like he didn't get it great in the heat race. Like if you watch, like he definitely think he went right of it. And it does catch his rear a little bit, but these other gates were so bad that it didn't really matter, just as long as you got the drive. So, yeah, honestly, that gate pick and the way I executed my start was why I won the championship, really, because it would have been a dogfight if I started behind him.
Yeah, so some of the privateers I've talked to, they're like, yeah, Webb is at an angle into me, and I can tell the AMA, hey, man, can you tell? But they don't. They're intimidated a little bit. They're a privateer, Webb's factory.
That's bullshit.
They don't want to start anything down there. But you can notice they say Webb's just like, he's coming over, bud.
DGAF, yeah.
So
it's
touchy
like
situation.
Yeah, it's like what do you do? Do you go like if your guy next to you is coming right? Do you set up to go right also and just hope you get it right? Like, and how those were like, man, it was a whole. I like as soon as you came over that plastic. There was a massive hole in almost every single gate. Yeah. Gate two was the best in front in the actual rut where Deegan went. Gate 3 was where he hole-shotted, Levi hole-shotted in the heat race, and, yeah, he was definitely going to do the same thing or try to do that same thing and get over.
Yeah. RJ Hampshire here on the show, the champion of the West Coast. It's been a long time coming, but he's done it. Brought to you by Weisco. Pulp 24 is the code to save. What was it like, man, coming across the start, making the right? You see him there. You got to hit your marks. I mean, it's in a sense, it's easier for Levi. He's just got to catch you. He's got to go balls out and try to catch you. But for you, you're like, I got this. Just try to hit your marks, I guess, huh, RJ?
Yeah, like the first couple laps, Smitty ran it in pretty hard on me after the whoop.
Yeah.
I think right away I was like, man, okay, like if this wasn't a championship night, any other night I would probably be exploding and ready to get him back. Championship night, I was like, okay, whatever. All right, we're fine here. But the thing was is I could not find Levi on the track for a while. Like, I don't know if you guys noticed. I started.
That's Phil.
Well, Phil, no, our buddy Phil was on earlier. I don't know if you're aware. RJ, Phil, came in and said that he looked over at you, and you turned your head like 180 on lap 1, and to look at Levi. But you're saying you didn't see him. Okay.
Did not see him. Like, I mean, and Seth was out there also, so like I didn't know.
Yeah.
Seth, whatever Levi, but so I'm just trying to stick with these guys in front, but I'm also like. I knew Joe was right behind me, so I'm like, all right, Joe's not going to try to kill me right now.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not too worried about that as long as I can keep one between us. And then I don't know if you guys seen, I did not want to jump that 3 on after the big triple right-hander. You had that big 3 on that no one did all day.
No, yeah.
And, Deegs and Smitty knock it out like lap 2. And I'm like, oh, my gosh. Like, all right, well, I'm going to stack up and hit this thing. So I did it like 3 or 4 laps in a row. And then I seated it 1 lap, and I didn't get my left foot back on the foot peg. I was like, all right, that's gone. Like, at this point, nope, that ain't happening anymore. And then I finally found Levi, because I was looking at the board and stuff, found Levi.
Yep.
And then, dude, I literally just managed that the entire time. I didn't care who was, really in front of me or behind me. I was just looking at him. And whenever we crossed the mechanics area, you go right.
Yep.
And then he was coming right by the mechanics area, and I was going back the other way. So, yeah, I was just managing that. And then, dude, so now I'm catching Deegs.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, I do not want to catch you right now. Like, go. Please, dude. Leave me alone. Like,
yeah.
This is one race I do not want to win. Like, I want to be here by myself.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, now I'm catching him. I'm like, dude, like, come on, go. I don't want these guys to catch me. And then, dude, he gets sketch in the whoops. I'm like, all right, like, whatever, he saved that one. Then he clips a tough block. Tough block falls in front of me. So this is like 2 laps to go. And so I'm like, dude, what do I do? Like, do I pass him or what is going on?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then he gets sketchy again in the whoops. I'm like, dude, jump. Just jump the whoops. Get to the finish, dude. I do not want to be near you.
I don't want to win.
Yeah, like, dude, trust me. Like, I'm trying to stay out of any I do not want to be near you.
Yeah.
Dude, like, it was just mental. And then I seen, like, I did pull from Levi quite a few laps.
Yep.
So once I had that buffer, like, dude, I was fine. Like, look, I probably could have won that race.
Yeah.
But did not want to risk anything. And that's why I stopped doing that 3 on. And then even the long rhythm, I was just going inside too. Like, I wasn't 3 onto that tabletop either. Like, I was trying to take the least risk possible. And dude, I was jumping the whoops fast. I don't know what it was, but I had a really good jump line all day.
Yeah, I said to Lewis Phillips when you were on Deegs, I'm like, what's he doing? Like,
dude, same thing.
But like you said,
Deegs, yo, go. Like, I know you can go. Just please get away from me. I'm not your teammate. I'm not trying to clean you out right now.
Yeah.
I guess his mechanic said something to my mechanic down there. He's like, hey, he ain't going to get him, right? Like, he ain't going to try to pass him. And Amos is like, dude, I don't think so, but you never know what Rick's thinking.
No, no. It's a good point. But Duff's just worried about, Deegs winning this thing, getting some bonus money. So, no, it was great, man. And, like, just that feeling you must have had crossing the finish line look, you've been at this a long time. We know we make a lot of jokes about old guys in 250 class. You've been at this a long time, grinding away. Your first win didn't come for a long time, and now to be champion, I can't imagine what that felt like over the finish line, man. Yeah.
Yeah, it was massive, and it literally was not till I hit that last turn after the whoops where it was like, okay, like, I can take a deep breath now.
I got
like,
it.
dude, I was, and last lap, my mechanic put, like, West Champ on the board.
Oh, yeah.
I seen that. I'm like, oh no. Like, hey, listen, dude, we still have whoops to go here.
Yeah.
Wait. But yeah, man, just like people can say whatever. I've been at a long time and I've had my injuries, I've had whatever, but dude, I didn't win until 3 years ago. Like, dude, I was lucky to even battle for a podium for most of my career. So it's not like I've been here sandbagging it. Like, dude, I had to work my ass off and get to this point.
Yeah, same like Christian, Zach, same kind of stuff. Slowly getting better,
And to be honest with you, like, dude, like, team changes, new bikes, like, man, people don't realize on how much that affects, that year that you have. Like, I could have taken a deal to go ride something else, and on a platform that was probably a lot better than where I was at that time. But yeah, I stuck it out. Like, I knew that we could get there.
We were just talking about how you, with Andy here from KTM Husqvarna and Gas, about how at times you've been critical of the bike, and then it got better, and then you won motos to back up what you were saying. You won motos and races to be like, thank you guys, and I'm performing now. And as a team, that's all you want, So
yeah, exactly. Like, you have growing pains, and I've seen that throughout my career. Like, dude, even at Honda, I was there whenever they got a new bike, and it was not ideal. Like, we struggled. So yeah, like, these guys were awesome. They gave me an extra years in my contract, and like, that shows you right there. Like, hey, look, we know what's going on right now. We're gonna get it better. And I bought in. I was sold. Like, I enjoy where I'm at. I love where my career's gone. I wish I could have probably won a lot earlier, but also I look at it as like, man, I would have pointed out before they changed the rule. you know, for the AMA thing. Like, dude, I would have pointed out that following year.
No, you would have just took a dive and hung out. Like, that's what you would.
Yeah, exactly. Right. And then my career could have been over. You sent me to the 450 class. I don't have a factory rod, and you know, a lot of things could have gone different, you know. And now it's like, look, I have a championship, and that's what you need to go to a 450 class.
Okay. Hey, what are you going to buy with this with the bonus championship bonus? Anything?
No, listen. Like I hit a massive milestone this year. Before that, you know, just money side of it.
Okay.
So like, of course, a kid from Hudson, Florida, that would never expect to have that in the bank, and then. Yeah, just to hit this, like, it really doesn't change much.
Right.
I mean, I'm definitely going to get some property here in Dade City area because I want to move back there big time. But yeah, man, I got a family and stuff now, so nothing too crazy.
Yeah, you're not going to buy like a Ferrari, nothing like that.
No, I'm not. Yeah, it's not that cool. Like, I'm just going to get some property and stuff and try to plan for after dirt bikes.
Sure.
I think it's, you know, RJ, you bring up a kid from Hudson, Florida, like. I've driven through that city, right? I'm a Florida guy. I know where you came from. And, you know, I've always seen your dad at the track. I think you were playing baseball mostly when I was at the track, but grew up with your sister. And, yeah, I just want to say as another Florida guy, knowing where you came from, really fucking cool what you did, man.
People don't realize when I say Hudson, Florida. Like, man, it's...
Where is Hudson, Florida?
It's nothing. It's a poor... That's what it is. It's like on the west coast of Florida, kind of inland, but it's a small, poor town.
Right.
Yeah, like north of Tampa. And, man, there's not much there. There's a Hudson Beach, but there's no beach. It's like a brick wall. And then, like, that's it. But, yeah, man, it's just special and crazy to see kind of where I'm at now with that whole deal.
Yeah, it's cool. Like, I think everybody in the pits, I mean, everyone is happy. I think everyone likes RJ Hampshire in the pits, sponsors, riders, right? Like
America likes RJ.
America likes RJ Hampshire. So I think it's a cool story to see this. It reminds me a little bit like when Christian won, right? Like an older guy coming into his own, winning this championship. People like, you know, it's a nice story, and you did it. So, Rick, 250 Supercross next year too, 450 motocross, right? Is the plan?
What I want to do is West Coast defend, 450, select East Coast rounds. Like, I want to try to do as many as I can. And then, I want to. Nothing's in writing yet. Like, I'm contracted for a 250. But I would really like to, and I think I'm going to get the chance to.
Sure.
But the big thing for me is I want to spend all off season on a 450 and get some time on Supercross on 450. Like, because I really haven't had that. Like, I raced Daytona last year, but I only had like maybe 4 or 5 days on Supercross on a 450 total.
So do like your boot camp on a 450, but go race a 250.
Yes, exactly. Like maybe hop on it a couple weeks before, you know, I got to go race an A1 or whatever. But full time. Like I want to get that experience and then, you know, go race a few. Like I don't really necessarily care where I'm at in points. Like I want to get it set in stone. Like, look, you need to go race a few East Coast rounds. And I mean, but that's what I want. So I'm not my boss. So
yeah, I like it. Yeah, it's so hard. I think that's a great plan, and we've seen other riders of the past do it so often. But nowadays, we're so hypersensitive to like, oh, he's in the points lead. We need him to win the 250 title. I don't want to put him out there in another racing situation.
It's like you can get hurt in practice.
Yeah, I know.
I never understood that.
It's tough though.
I never understood that. Like, we used to see the points leaders all the time race the other coast in the big bike class. It was fine.
Yeah, because you're gaining so much valuable experience for the class that you're going to have to go try to make your living in next year. Yeah. And if you just jump in and you have no taste, like you're going to get spit out, and then you know what I mean? Like,
no,
I mean, look what Justin Cooper did for that year. Like, he came in and raced a few, and I mean, dude, he was solid out here. So like, that's what I want to do. And I mean, I really hope that can happen. I'm pushing for it, so we'll see.
Keep winning and you'll get what you want.
Yeah, exactly, right? Andy, can you recommend that? Yeah.
Hey. I have about like 8 or 9 days to really push this before we get racing again. So I need to get it locked down.
You can still get yourself an outdoor title, too.
It's very depressing, though, for your lifelong goal to be reached and you're a Paula a day later.
Oh, I know it, man. And they didn't touch it from the amateur race on Saturday. So, it was prime today.
I bet. Well, thanks, RJ, man. Congratulations. Stoked for you. Really, really cool, and thank you for the time tonight, man. Thanks.
It's gone.
Oh, you're back. Thanks, RJ. Appreciate it. All right. Tell him thank you, Talon. All RJ Hampshire brought to you by the folks at Wisco. Pulp24 is the code to save with Wisco. Yeah, I think everybody's really happy for RJ, and he earned this, and he was great all day, and it's cool to see him being a champion. You know what I mean?